This is your Unit 9 study guide. Number 1 says to draw a systems of equation that has one solution. That just means I draw two lines that cross. Draw a systems of equation that has no solution. Well, those are parallel lines. And draw a system of equations that have infinitely many solutions. And that's when I have two lines on top of each other. Number 4 says, is 2/16 a solution for the systems of equations? So, I'm going to put an x over the 2 and a y over the 16. Instead of y, I write 16 equals 9 times 2 minus 1. So the 16 stays on the left. 9 times 2 is 18 minus 1 is 17. 16 does not equal 17. When I get a no, I can go ahead and say no. I don't even have to do that one. Let's look at the next one. I'm going to put an x over the 2 and a y over the 1. 5, instead of x, I write a 2 plus 3 equals 13. Instead of a y, it'll be 1. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13 equals 13. Well, that's true, yes. So now we have to do the next one. If it's a yes, my answer is yes. If it's a no, the answer is no. So 4, instead of x, I write a 2, plus 2, instead of y, I write a 1, and we want them to equal 6. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 times 1 is 2. That would be 10 equals 6. That is not true, so that one's a no, which means the whole thing is a no. What are 3 ways to solve systems of equations? Well, we can graph them. We can use the substitution method, or we can use the elimination method. On this page, we're going to graph these and see where they cross. So, the first one starts at 4, and I'm supposed to go up 2 and over 1, but I can't do that very well, so if I go down to the left, that counts the same way. So that's my first line. My second line starts at -4. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and over 1. So my goal is right here where they cross. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So these guys cross at -1, 2. Let's do the same thing for this one. Start with this equation. I start at 4. I can't go up 2 and left 1 very easily, so I'm going to go down 2 and right 1. I do it over and over so that if I don't draw my line perfectly straight, I still know what points it's going through. This one starts at -3. I rise 1 and run 3 positive. That was easy. So these guys are crossing right here at 3, -2. I'm going to start with this one. Starts at 1. I'm going to rise 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not very good. So let's go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go down, I got to go to the right. So there's that line. This one starts at 3. I'm going to go down and to the right. So these lines are parallel. If I could draw straight, they're never going to touch. So that means they have no solution. This one I have a problem because these are not in y equals mx plus b. So I can't graph them until I do that. So I'm going to move my 3x first, negative 2y. Then I've got to write this backwards, equals negative 3x plus 6. Y equals 3 over 2x minus 3. Go ahead and graph it. Oops, starts at negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 2. So there's that line. I'm going to have to solve my other one. So first I'm going to move my x. 4y equals negative x plus 16. Divide everybody by 4. Y equals negative 1 over 4x plus 4. 4. Rise 1 to the left 4. Down 1 to the right 4. These guys are crossing right here. I go over 4, up 3. In number 11, we're going to use a substitution method. That means negative 5x plus 4 instead of y. I'm putting a negative 1 equals a negative 19. Negative 5x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. I need to add 4. Negative 5x equals negative 15. Divide by negative 5. I get x equals 3. Okay? Well, this one's easy because I told you the y is negative 1 and the x is a 3. So we just plug it in. All right, let's look at number 12. I'm going to circle this part, and it's going to go in place of the y. So 3x minus 1, 3x minus 3 is what goes in place of the y, equals 7. Step 1 is distribute. 3x minus 3x plus 3 equals 7. 3 minus 3 is nothing. So I end up with 3 equals 7. Is that true? Does 3 equal 7? It does not. That means that these lines are parallel and they will never touch. So there's no solution. All right, in 13, I'm going to circle this, and instead of the y, I'm going to put it right there. 6x plus 5. Instead of y, I put negative 2x plus 5 equals 1. Distribute. 6x minus 10x plus 25 equals 1. 6x minus 10x, old school baby math is negative 4x plus 25 equals 1. I got to subtract 25. Negative 4x equals negative 24. divide by negative 4. X is a positive 6. Now that I have that, I'm going to plug that back in. I'm going to rewrite my first problem. And instead of the X, I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to make it a 6. So I have 36 plus 5y equals 1. We'll subtract 36. 5y equals negative 35. Y equals negative 7. So I have an X and I have a Y. So my final answer would be 6, negative 7. The last ones we're going to do is elimination. It's what we've been most recently working on. Draw my line. I can see that 8x minus 8x, that cancels out. So now I'm just going to do what the math says. Negative 8 plus 7, that'd be negative 1y. Negative 16 plus 13 is negative 3. So y is going to equal 3. So now that I know my y, I'm going to rewrite my first equation. And instead of y, I'm going to erase it and put in, let's not keep erasing, put in the 3. So 8x minus 24 equals negative 16. I'm going to add 24. I get 8x equals 8. Divide it, I get x equals 1. Remember, when you write your final answer, the x comes first, then the y. When I look at this one, I can see that the 6's are the same, so they should be able to mark out, but they're both negatives. So I'm going to go through the bottom and change all the signs, so now those mark out. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4x equals 12 plus 4 is 16. So x equals negative 4. All right, I'm going to rewrite my top problem. Instead of x, I'm going to erase it and put in that negative 4. So now I have 24 minus 6y equals 12. Subtract 24. Negative 6y equals negative 12. Divide by negative 6. I end up with y equals 2. Got my x, got my y. Negative 4, 2. And this is our last one. I have a problem. It is nothing marks out. I got a negative 20 and a 10, a negative 9 and a 3. None of that just automatically marks out. But because I'm a genius, I know if I multiply everybody on the bottom by 2, that 10 will become a 20. So I'm just rewriting the top problem. And now I'm going to rewrite the bottom, but I'm going to multiply by 2. 20x plus 6y equals 14. Well, negative 20 and positive 20 mark out. Negative 9 plus 6, it's negative 3y equals negative 11 plus 14 is a 3. Divide by negative 3, so y is negative 1. I'm going to rewrite the top problem. Negative 20x minus 9y equals negative 11. But I know I got an answer for the y. It's negative 1. Negative 20x plus 9 equals negative 11. I'm going to subtract 9. And I get negative 20x equals negative 20. Divide by negative 20. x equals 1. So your final answer is 1, -1.